Thanks, Jose. Can you hear me? Well, we're so excited to be here today. This is our second year presenting the competition, and the number of students and groups have doubled, so this is great. Victor put it in a very poetic way last year on what we're trying to do, and what we're doing is that we're planting a seed in these younger, I can't say young, but we're planting a seed of interest and awareness in all these different and many deficits of the Cuban infrastructure. And we're also planting a seed of desire to improve on these issues and come up with innovative solutions. So we're hoping that these young students who are soon to become young professionals and the future of our industry will be part of the reconstruction of Cuba. And we're also hoping that they'll be involved in our associations, and we'll take this work further. Actually, Jose and myself were part of the first 2 student teams who put together papers on this subject. So we're hoping that the younger generations would, continue the efforts. This year, we have 6 teams representing 4 universities. So we have Florida International University, University of Miami, Florida Atlantic University, and University of Florida. Each team has already prepared and submitted a written paper on their subjects, and those papers were distributed to our judges who have reviewed and scored the papers. So today here we have the second part of our competition, where each group will be presenting their project. They'll have 20 minutes to provide their presentations, and that will be followed by a 10-minute question and answer session that will be led by the judges. Which, by the way, let me take a moment to recognize our highly distinguished panel of judges. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. They combine many, many years, decades of experience in the different areas and sectors of the industry that the students will be presenting here today. So we have a summary of their bios in our program. If you want to get a bit more information, I'm going to just really quick name them. If you could please stand and wave to the crowd. We have here today Carlos Espinosa. Carlos has over 36 years of experience in the fields of environmental, civil, coastal engineering, and land development. And he was employed for 26 years by the Miami-Dade Department of Environmental Resources Management, commonly known as DERM, or PERA now.
Back to DERM.
Back to DERM. So he served there as division chief, assistant director, and as its director during the last 5 years. Thank you, Carlos, for being here again. We have here Mr. Ed Infante. Mr. Infante is a professional engineer who has more than 40 years of experience in electrical distribution grids and electrical power work. He has worked for 42 years with Florida Power and Light, and we're so happy to see you here, Ed. Thanks so much. We actually made a mistake and did not put in that he's a PE in our program, so we apologize for that. We have here Christopher Kish. He has more than 18 years of experience in assessment, design, and construction of water, wastewater, and stormwater infrastructure. And for this time, Chris has been working with a consulting firm, Hazen and Sawyer. Thank you, Chris, for volunteering for this work. We also have Mr. Javier Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez has many years of experience in the transportation field. He served as the executive director at the Miami-Dade Expressway Authority, MDX, since 2007. And prior to joining MDX, Mr. Rodriguez served as Director of Transportation Systems Development with the Florida Department of Transportation, District 6. So, and last but not least, Mr. Eduardo Vega. Mr. Vega has over 40 years of experience in the engineering industry, which include over 30 years of dedicated county government service in various capacities. He's currently serving as the Assistant Director at the Miami-Dade Water and Sewer Department. And he's Assistant Director for Engineering and Capital Improvements. So, thank you so much for being here and, lending us your guidance and expertise. We are so lucky to have you. And so we'll now begin the student presentations. So our first team is from the University of Florida, and their team name is ACERE, which stands for Alternative Cuban Energy Research Engineering. And just so that we know, we'll have 5 minutes in between teams to have them set up, and we have some models for some of the teams.